Welcome to JayTalk Raw. We're back, everybody's episode 2 of season 2, and we got a guest with us. We got Steven in the house today. What's up, Steven? How you doing?
Yo, what's up, fellas?
Steven is in the house. So, how did Steven come about, this little group we got here? We worked with Steven in deep in Orange County, and it was funny because at the time, JJ and myself were the only brown folks in the building, and you
In the front building.
in the front building. Yes, there was plenty of brown people in the back of the building, plenty of brown people in the field, but we were the only ones in the office, and you were quite openly if to give you guys a visual, since we don't have video recording, right?
Here we go.
Steven looks like maybe what most of us look like in the 90s. Dodgers jersey, hoodie underneath, and Dodgers hat on. Yeah, and it's just like typical Steven. He's bald headed, looks like he may stab you, but he's the sweetest, kindest, not. Steven doesn't do drugs. He doesn't even. I've tried getting Steven drunk. He won't drink. No. He doesn't drink. He's just. You are like the cleanest gang member I've ever met in my life.
Well, thank you for that. And for those who don't have a visual, let me describe Raul. If you walked into a Curves Fitness, let's say, and you saw just anybody working out there, that's what Raul looks like. So pretty broad spectrum. That's what he look like. He's wearing, I believe, his sister's pants right now and a really baggy sweatshirt.
These are very comfortable. Mm-hmm. It's raining. For context, okay, I am wearing
pajamas.
No, these are just sweats.
You look like you could.
It's raining.
You look
outside.
like you could just walk into Skid Row and fit right in right now.
I think I would be. I think I would be one of the people running Skid Row right now. I think I'm a little cleaner than that.
It's goals, I guess.
You just if you're gonna dress like this, you got to maximize.
I gotta address the Velcro patch on the hat, bro. When Steven said, "Is that a Velcro patch on the hat?" I was like, "A Velcro? Wait, what the fuck?" I don't know if you want to explain yourself.
Well, I'm a hat guy, mm-hmm. right? And I have maybe 30 something hats. And
not many, but okay.
They are space consuming, to say the least. Mm-hmm. And I have all these patches on the roof of my my truck, right? And so I was like, those are really cool patches. I would sure love to have a hat that way. And so I was like, I'll just buy a hat that has the opposite side of the Velcro. And now I just get to pick which hat I want every day.
The patches on the roof of your car, did you see that on a TikTok?
On an Instagram. Well, we go to car meets for off-roaders, and a lot of them have them.
Otherwise, not an original idea.
It was not my original idea. No.
Sure.
I mean, was your look an original idea?
Of course.
I mean, you look like people from, everybody from the 80s and 90s.
And
I mean, that's absolutely not.
You look like.
Hey, you can make an argument that my look is pretty original, though.
Yeah, original. It looks like you got dressed in the dark, but that's fine. You don't match.
I do match. My hat matches with my sweater. Yes or no?
Literally making.
Does my hat match with my sweater? Different. Yes. And then I'm wearing black, which is neutral, and then I'm wearing colorful shoes, and those are arguably
different greens, bro. That doesn't match. Makes me visually nauseous.
Well,
I love that Steve fucks you up, bro.
Steve is my full. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. No matter what I post on Instagram, Steve is there to just shit on me every post. I know. No matter what I'm going to post, I'm going to receive a DM from Steven telling me about how much.
I did notice that you stopped correcting your spelling mistakes because it's just coming. It is coming like a firestorm.
And it's so funny. I really do misspell some things sometimes. And Steven is like my Grammarly. He's my spell checker.
It's also, too, when you were posting your youngest son and he just looked depressed, and I asked you if you were give him the story on the Raiders, right?
Oh yeah,
you should really break him of that habit.
It's better that he knows how miserable his life is going to be.
Just let him
for the foreseeable
future. Let him make his own choice.
What did Gabriel say? He's building character.
That's true. Getting used to loss.
So before we get into your Chiefs, which I want to congratulate you.
Thank you.
And that's a big deal. And like the sucky part is that you're in my division, and then you have a long future ahead of you. You have arguably
at least the next 10 years,
the best quarterback in the NFL. I mean, really amazing coach, and team just looks good, and it looks like you guys will continue winning, which sucks for me. But anyways, we had a lot of fun working together.
Yeah, we did.
Except that one time you scared the shit out of me.
That was fucking amazing. He fucking brought back trauma from when you were a child, bro. It wasn't like a fucking, he scared you and you were like, you fucking yelled and you go, like, and the way he fucking cringed, like, he tensed up, like he grabbed his heart.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you legit, bro, made him afraid of the dark. Like, you took him back to being 6 years old, like laying in bed with the sheets up to his fucking chin.
Oh yeah,
looking at the window, wondering what Cholo's gonna crawl through. In Montebello.
Prior to that, you said, "I don't get scared."
I was talking myself up there. I really fell into that one. I really did. That scared. It's funny. As soon as I was done with the noise of being terribly afraid,
yes,
I caught myself and I was like, son of a bitch. And somebody was recording it. It's like the most perfect recording. We're going to have to repost that one. I've reposted it a couple times over the years.
I'll post it on the podcast because
it was a good one.
That was fucking great, bro. And I think he was on a tear. Like, you were scaring everybody at your job at the time, right? Like, you were hopping out on everybody. And that's what the fuck you get, because I'm telling you, I don't know what it is about Steven, but Steven fucks you up, bro.
I try to keep it real with him, because sometimes he doesn't keep it real with himself.
Well, how do I not keep it real with myself? Time to call me out, Steven.
We just had an example of I don't get scared with the fake shell, and you're on the verge.
Steven, I want to be a tough guy.
You're on the verge.
Let me be a tough guy, Steven.
You're on the verge of being a middle-aged white woman. The way that you keep going.
Oh,
fuck him up, Steven.
Listen, I'm a Costco dad. Does that make is that what is budging?
It's not any better. How often?
I'm just a regular, true-blooded American
white woman.
Yo, this motherfucker buys his clothes at Costco, bro. Like, he gives me shit for not shopping at Costco for my fucking clothes.
You're gonna have what is it gonna be? Do you get Kirkland jeans?
He's got fucking Kirkland shorts. I told him, you're gonna show up to the club in Kirkland.
Wait till you guys get a deal on $12 for some badass Kirkland shorts. Listen, I know you guys still go to the swap meet for your clothes, and that's cool, bro. I'm not judging. I'll just go to Costco. Same deal.
It's not the same deal, though. It's not.
It's really not.
It's not the same deal.
You're still wearing a white tee. Why do you have hair all over your shirt, Jesse?
Because I shaved my goatee.
And you didn't change your shirt?
I did.
It looks like you just came out of a haircut.
I don't think you should
Shut the fuck up. I know who's talking about what we look like right now. What the fuck? Let me put the.
If the three of us were walking down the street right now, somebody would be like, "Oh, look at those two."
Let me put the.
Listen, if we got pulled over, the cops would talk to me. Okay.
Yeah, they'd like, "Sir, excuse me, ma'am, are these
two gang members threatening you?"
Blink twice if you're in trouble.
If you're in trouble, I'd be like, "No, I got them. They're good. They're good guys. They're good guys." Oh, so it's okay. So funny story. So it's pouring, right? We're having super blizzard. We're in a super blizzard right now, right? There's 4 accidents, by the way, over here, right? So of course, I'm like, oh fuck, text my snowboard buddies. Let's go up to the mountains, right? Had this brilliant idea to go up there.
Mighty white of you.
What should I do? Stay in Long Beach and post up on a block and throw gang signs?
No, you should stay in Long Beach and do some gardening and home improvements.
In the rain?
Yes,
that's a smart idea,
bro. Raw's up in Big Bear. He gets to the cabin. He's all trying to wash the brown off in the shower. He's like, "Come off."
It doesn't come off. Why am I so dark?
And the first time you went up there, like, "Sir, the help goes up the back."
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Funny story about that. But like, people sometimes look at me, especially when we're eating in the in the main lodge area. They some people truly look at me like I'm a fucking alien.
Yeah.
They're like, wow. Or like they'll see me fly down because I'm getting pretty decent. They'll see me fly down. They're like, hey, big guy, hey, dark guy,
Yeah.
you're actually pretty good.
Excuse me, sir. Again, the help goes up the back of the mouth.
But
They're like, who the fuck is he running from?
Yeah.
so anyways,
Yeah.
so this is the
Go somebody's wallet and you're speeding down the hill. That's what you're doing.
so we go up a lot, right? I go up, pretty often, at least a dozen to 2 dozen times a year, right? And this is the toughest it's been to get there, right? So to get up there, there's like 3 restrictions. One is R1, R2, R3. Basically, it just means like snow chains or no snow chains, or if you have 4x4, you can go up. This is the first time where even if you had a 4x4 with snow tires, you were required to put snow chains on. It's fucking weird. So anyways, I go up in my truck, right? And we're going up, and they make us put snow chains on, and we're going up, and it's 6:30 in the morning, so still a little dark. It's snowing, and the snow is thick all the way through. So we get to a point where there's a car stuck, and he's blocking. At this point, there's probably like 40 of us all waiting on this car that's stuck. So I'm probably car number 8, number 9. And this is yesterday in the morning. So I tell him, I said, they're trying to dig him out. Different cars are trying to pull him out. I have a winch from my car. So I tell him, let me get to the front, right? And now everybody's pissed off because people are getting out of the car and they're noticing. And after that car, there are 3 more cars fully sideways, blocking both lanes of traffic all the way up. So I go up, I loosen the first car, go up to the next one, get the next car out. Third car is like falling off the side, like not the side of the cliff, but just like it's on the mountain, but it's blocking the whole way because it's a big old expedition. I winched that guy out, and it was crazy because people. So those 3 cars were blocking, the freeway, but there was another 18 that were just stuck. Bro, I had people like begging me, please take me up, like pull me behind your car. I should have charged.
You should have.
I should have fucking charged, but I couldn't. Like at some point, we had to make a decision to be like, fuck it. Like, sorry guys, we just went around you. I just cleared the path,
Right?
But I am not fucking taking you up.
So,
but we cleared the path for like 80 cars, dude. It was
when you were doing that, that was your brown coming out of you, and then not taking people up with you was your white woman.
That was my carrot.
That's pretty fucking selfish of you. You could have taken one car,
bro. I mean, how do you decide?
I mean, you would have probably.
How do you decide?
You would have probably just picked the whitest people you could have found. You're like, let me help you, my brethren. That's what you would have said.
Let me in. Let me in.
Just let me be one of you.
Hey, no, real talk though. There's this. I wish I would have got his name, but he was this cool white dude, and he was videotaping me the whole time. And he was hyping me up, bro. He was like, oh shit, this guy and the TRD Pro is pulling him out, and I'm winching people out there sideways, right? It's fucking. He's like, what's your name, bro? What's your name? I'm like, Raul. He's like, Raul. Oh my. He's like, you're no regular Raul.
Let's just assume his name was Brian.
You know what's funny, bro, is that when you got stuck in Azusa and the Mexicans helped you out, you gave them no fucking credit.
Of course I did. We just haven't talked about it. We haven't had an episode.
I caught it. I saw the big ass Mexican flag pulling your fucking
bro.
car.
Exactly. I put it up on my post.
Interesting how you tell the story of the white people. And you
by the way, listen. By the way,
and you leave the Ross out.
By the way, one of the
bigot.
cars. What am I gonna? Okay. By the way, the last car that was jackknifed, they was a little Mexican family. They were legit.
And you left them.
I did it. I moved him out of the way. But I'm like, I'm not gonna
push them into a ditch.
Yeah, you're like, they were hanging off the cliff, and I just gave them a nudge. That's what you did. Just wiped out lineage, you dickhead.
We barely made it up ourselves.
You're like, we could lose 4 less. We don't need them.
Dude, you really should not be going up in R3 conditions like in a fucking Honda. You really got to think about it. These are some bad decisions by our kind.
R3 conditions, like the two of us know what the fuck that means.
I just told you what it meant earlier.
Yeah,
that
chains,
even if
no chains, 4-wheel drive, blah,
I just
blah, blah.
explained it to you. I know that you need, you require.
No, we don't go up there. That's the bottom line.
I understand, but that's why I gave you some context
Our
before I
people
started this.
generally don't belong snowboarding, but you are single-handedly trying to break that stereotype. Terribly, by the way, because you got hurt. You don't make us look good.
I break down walls, man.
You're just an out-of-control brown guy, and that fell.
Bro, am I the only one that, like, I don't know if you saw his yesterday's, like, the little clips and shit, and I'm thinking, like, okay, he's gonna post, like, him coming down the mountain fucking badass, right?
Yeah.
This was, like, slowly just coming down the mountain.
Ain't
like
that good, bro?
No, but listen.
Do I like snowboarding? Yes. Am I good at it? No, not really.
Coming down all slow with watermelon sugar playing in the background.
He's coming
Justin
down,
Bieber, bro.
He's coming down slow, bro. But he's coming down slow, and then he goes, oh.
I will give you credit that you're trying.
I'm trying.
But you should try to be better at
I'm
other
gonna tell you
things.
something. I'm very proud of myself. I went 28 miles an hour. That's a new high for me yesterday.
How come we didn't try this hard when we played softball?
Some of us are just not that good at softball. Listen, first of all, I'm gonna tell you something. I never played softball in my freaking life. I'm
Or
bad.
snowboarded either, but you're giving it 6 to 12 times a year.
Did I not show improvement over time? I did. Remember the first time, and I did. Did I not go to practice every time?
You can only
did
go.
I?
You did
not go to practice every time.
You did, but you can. And also, let's not gloss over the fact that you were a swinging strikeout in softball.
Okay. Did I not ask?
Right then, you should have. Right then,
listen.
I should have known
if you would have been a better coach
on your way. I wasn't the coach.
Yes, you were. You could have been a good mentor, but you weren't. You could have said, "You know what, Raul? I'm going to take you to batting practice. I'm going to show you my swing."
I could have.
All you did was criticize instead of helping a brother out.
And I saw, and I was like,
And
he's on his way to becoming a middle-aged white woman, and I let you go. It's no helping you.
I'm telling you something. If you would have went snowboarding with me, I would have had your back.
I would never go. I will tell you this. I went snowboarding once when I was 20, when I lived in Colorado.
How did it go?
I fell and broke my nose.
No, you didn't.
Right off the lift, 100%. We got stuck. I was like, wow, this is amazing. Looking at the scenery. We're supposed to get off halfway. We didn't. Got all the way to the top of the mountain. I'm like, this is bad. And I was going, and I thought I could skateboard in California. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I went to stop and caught that front lip, and bam, and got carried down the rest of the way on that little gurney thing.
Raul's limping like fucking, like he just got out of prison and shit anyway. So what happened?
So this is truly, so on average, my best speed before this was 60 miles an hour. So you have to understand, like I went 12 miles over faster than I've ever gone. And because I figured something out and I was super stoked, right? So now I'm fucking, like in my eyes, I'm fucking flying down the mountain.
Right. You're, what's his name?
Sean White, bro.
There you go.
White, right?
Yeah.
Sean Brown.
Yeah.
So I'm flying, in my eyes again, I'm flying down the mountain, right? And I'm like, and I see all the cool kids, like they go up the side of the mountain and then they get a little bit of jump. And so I'm like, oh, I'm going to do that shit. Fuck yeah. I'm getting confident, right? So I'm going quick and I take a little right turn and I do a couple of them and I'm like, ooh, then I do the hard one and that one has a little jump. So
did you actually make that noise?
I panicked.
Because if you did, you should have got taken off the mountain right then.
When I'm on that fucking mountain, I am making a lot of noises like, ooh, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, Raul. I do a lot of self-talk. So I go up the thing and then I hit a little lip and I'm like, don't panic, don't panic, don't panic. And I fucking panicked and I fell. Yeah, I caught the lip of my board, fell straight on my knees and re-injured an old, motorcycle accident injury.
You re-injured an old...
Yeah, so I broke my patella on a motorcycle, and that's what I fucked up. Like, if you seen my shit right now, you'd be like, oh, you're fucking gross. I mean, for another reason.
Another reason.
Bro, Raul fucking, I liked his, you saw his post too, where he's like staring off into the sunset, and he's like, haven't been here in such a long time. Ever since I was injured on the bike, haven't got on since. Reflection. I was like,
yeah, bro, you're making me fucking sick. Sometimes I feel like I should pause your post because it's nauseous. But
you can't stop.
But I can't
watching.
because I have to fucking correct you because you're wrong in so many ways. So many ways.
Do you follow his trucks page?
No, God, no, I will never do that.
I followed his trucks page, right?
I can't do
followed
it. I can't. You have a page for your truck?
Yeah. I followed his truck page, and then one day this fool messages me. He's like, "Well, fuck you if you're not gonna like my pictures on my truck page."
It's a lot more popular than me.
But that should tell you a lot of things.
They should. It should. But yeah,
it's how he finds white friends.
One pair of spandex away from being totally white.
I don't know if I can do that. I'm very comfortable with my brown skin. That's the cool thing about the browns. You know, we can hang out with the whites, the browns, the blacks, all of them. We can go anywhere. I can go.
Browns
I can
on
go
the
to
mountain.
Ranch. I can go to Rancho Santa Margarita. I can go to Compton, and I can go to Huntington Park.
Last time I was in RSM, I got pulled over, and I was going to Kenny's house.
Yeah,
and I got pulled over.
I would have pulled you over.
They
too.
were like, they wanted to say,
"What are you doing here?" Yeah,
I was like, I'm going to some white
you do
family
not
birthday party.
Belong here.
Yeah, exactly what they said. I was like, wow. Okay. Well, fuck off.
Funny, I go all the time. I've never been pulled over.
Oh, because you
It's
look
weird.
because you're in a fucking white car. With the
I don't have a white car.
You're in a white person's car.
A 4Runner is not a white person's car.
Lifted with the winch and all the other bullshit.
the little fucking extras on the top and shit he bought off of Offer Up.
I do kind of get a pass.
That little red board you have on the top, that is, you literally could just have a sticker that says I'm white. It's no different.
He's paying the neighborhood kids to throw dirt at his car and shit.
Exactly. You're like, oh, look, I went off-roading. No,
listen,
you didn't,
you
bro.
stupid fucks you fit the exact stereotype of fucking Browns. Jesse has a fucking beat up ass, crashed up Cadillac, and I didn't know what you drove, but you pulled up in a fucking mom Suburban.
It's a 2012 Suburban
on some fucking 12-inch
lift kit that
12-inch
could probably
rims.
go pull your little bitch ass car out of whatever hole you're stuck in.
He put some 12-inch rims on it.
But that's funny. 12-inch rims. You're so full of shit,
black
dude.
and chrome rims with some cheap.
Your vision must be bad, Karen, because those are big tires.
With some used tires.
Those are big
they got
tires.
from some fucking Mexican shop in North Long Beach.
Oh, you want to go there? Okay. So, how many dollars are on your Starbucks card on your phone?
I keep it around $22.
Yeah, white.
I think.
No, you'd be happy to know that I got $22, but I got 508 points.
Oh, of course,
I can buy merchandise
for your
now.
next cup.
For my next cup, which I'm going to be going to retrieve soon.
Yeah.
Raul's a dude that, like, if he sees you drinking coffee you made at home, he'd be like, you unsophisticated fucking.
That's not true. 99.9% of my coffee is made at home. Stop.
It's K-Cups.
Yeah, from Starbucks.
Okay. Pike Place K-Cups. Only. That's the only one. And I drink them black.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like my presidents.
That was
a good one.
Here we go.
We'll go back to that in a minute.
I know. Let's not dig into the politics quite yet, dog.
So I wanted to share, the notes on the podcast, so we can, I know this, the thugs, in front of us, right? They're not very organized, so we create a little note on Apple, and I tried sharing it with Steven, but I found out he had an Obama phone, so could not share those notes. So I just
by Obama phone. Do you mean since you're so hyped on his nuts? Do you mean better than yours?
No, just an Android, ancient device.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen, I did get to play with this phone. It's actually it's the what is it called?
It's the Samsung Galaxy Fold 4.
So that it's actually, listen, from a hardware standpoint, it's a superior phone.
Uh-huh.
The camera, the shit folds. It's like a half a perfectly squared tablet. It's dope.
Opens is what you Apple folks would call an iPad Mini.
Yeah, I think so. It's pretty big, dude. Like it's cool. I mean, I like it. It's heavy, but it's cool.
I mean, I wanted to change. I was Apple forever, and I just wanted to change. And it turns out that it's better than your phone.
You are kind of an outcast, though. Just generally speaking, right? And so, this really cemented you on the outside of
yes. And the big
society.
talking point? I asked a lot of people, like, I'm going to get this phone. You know what the biggest thing was?
What
is your text bubble is going to be green? Like, I give a fuck what my text bubble.
Yeah, but it just doesn't let you interact the same way throughout the ecosystem. There's something cool about the ecosystem, about the Apple ecosystem. Listen,
I want to be out of it though. Need a
Again,
change.
you are very comfortable being
Just
an
need a
outcast. I
change.
feel like you're gonna retire like a little old angry man by yourself, yelling at kids passing by in front of your house.
Or I might retire up on the mountain and not let any browns up.
Now all of a sudden you're a mountain guy.
No, I said I might.
Oh,
Or I might just wait at the bottom of the hill and wait for your car to show up and just take out the tires. I'm like, go pull somebody on that, you dickhead.
This guy's trying to be a hero. You're so proud of that shit, huh? Pulling people out. Damn, I can't believe you.
I'm kind of. Some people called me a hero. I'm a little bit more modest than that. But
I wouldn't have gone as far as that. I'd have been like impatient, nosy white woman.
No, so listen, we have a mutual friend in Kenny, right? So okay, we're in the thick of it, right? And it is the funniest thing. And Kenny's a tough guy, right? Like dude works out every day. He's super fit. He's, professionally, he's very successful. Just all around, he's generally speaking, he's a strong dude, right? Good personality. Me and him are very close friends. White dude, right? So we're in the thick of it, right? And I'm like, I'm at the point where I'm 8 cars in, right? And Kenny looks at me in the most scared way. And he sees 3 cars jackknifed. It's fucked up. And he looks at me and he's all, what are we doing here? We should be going home. And I'm like, Kenny, shut the fuck up. Okay? We're going to go around. I get out the fucking car. I do my thing. And I move him. And afterwards he's all, and I said, stop being a fucking pussy, Kenny. It was like, even he was fucking terrified, bro. It's terrified.
Well, I mean, he's in a shocking environment, weather-wise, out of his realm.
He was, yeah.
Can't control it, and his inner white came out. Your inner brown came out, and you were helping people, and it's just how you work it. But people
so
are
brown.
People
so
are
I'm brown again.
No, your inner brown came out. You were dressed like a white woman.
I did have Crocs on.
See?
For the record,
Bro, that's just the worst.
I did have Crocs on.
I can't even be a part
They're
of it.
easy to come in and out of.
Mm-hmm. So are yoga pants.
They're actually very comfortable too. I did have really tighty whiteys on underneath for warmth.
Yoga pants.
It was 22 degrees.
You can call them whatever you want. Everybody in this room knows you're wearing
they're
yoga
thermos.
pants.
They have thermos in the swap meet, don't they? The cholos don't wear thermos no more. That used to be a thing.
They're called thermals.
Thermals?
That should let you wear yoga pants because you don't know what they're fucking called.
No, thermals.
Yoga pants.
Thermals. They have the little ridges.
You have a gift card to Lululemon, do you?
Hey, Raul's all bending over to see how see-through they are and shit.
By the way, Lululemon pants are incredibly comfortable.
You would know.
So you can have full flexibility. Your starchy Levi's 501 4 sizes up are a little bit hard to maneuver in.
2 sizes up.
Oh, 2. You only got to go 2.
Don't be acting. Go buy your
only
girls.
2, but really they're 2 sizes up. I just kind of wingman. I didn't even know.
No,
but
they actually fit.
That's funny.
I buy them that they fit.
You have Jesse has 501s for the record right now on too.
I do have 501s and a Pro Club white tee anyways. But, bro, like, don't make me pull up, like, a picture of you in Montebello with, like, your fucking... You remember when dudes used to have the fucking hair come all the way down here and shit? They would cut it, and he's all in a white tee and fucking 501s.
Yeah,
like,
bro, you're...
Again, I started by saying you look like me in the 90s.
You're
90s.
You're CNN.com
Like,
right now.
what happened?
You're fakenews.com right now, bro.
Why did you...
Why are you turning white?
Was there never an evolution?
We need to address the inner issue of why you're turning into a white woman.
How do I look like... I'm wearing a big bear shirt and a patchy hat.
White.
Listen, okay, first of all, you do not get to define how all brown people look.
You look like a white woman. Again, you said it earlier. If we got pulled over, the cops are talking to you.
They
not
are,
us.
because they're like, oh, you've evolved.
Or
come talk to us.
If we were walking down the street, they would think 2 solos were helping a homeless woman. That's how that would work. We'd be on KTLA like we're helping a local homeless woman to get food for the day. That's what you look like.
He's got Tupperware in the back of his truck and shit right now, bro. He's totally a fucking white woman. I'm telling you. He's a white woman that snowboards.
Yep. Do you or do you not have a 50-person first aid kit in the back of your car?
That's fucked up. I really do. I really do. I'm a dad, bro. I have to have a good first aid kit.
You have the first aid kit for all the people you could help on the mountain.
Listen,
how many times do you use a first aid kit for your children?
Honestly, very often. Bro, my kids, my two boys are just acts like they go do stupid shit. They legitimately go do stupid. Yeah. And you know, it's funny that you were saying about the white woman. I was like, fuck. Yesterday I was talking to like a little group of older white women and we were just chatting it up.
Yeah,
and
you felt right in.
Right. I was like, oh shit,
you felt right in.
Man, there's something.
Did you catch the latest
story.
episode of Desperate Housewives? And you're like, oh my God, I did. You did, huh?
I definitely did not. No. No, we did connect today though. I didn't know that you watch interrogation videos, and you mentioned, I was like, shut the fuck up. We watch the same videos, but like I don't know why, but I'm totally into like, you know, regular detective. I also watched, you know, I started with like the first 48, right? And then I caught like, you know, the algorithm of YouTube was, hey, you made like this, right? And I saw an interrogation video of like a case that I had already followed, and I was like, dude, that's sick. And then that just spiraled into like, now I just go down deep. It's
dangerous because you just let it go and it just plays.
Yes. And I'll play it while I'm like doing like mind numbing stuff at work, where I can just kind of pay attention in and out. And it's like, I know what they're going to do every time. I know the cop is going to be like, you don't want us to think you're a monster, do you, Steven? Tell us what really happened.
Because if you don't, we're going to send you to jail and you're going to be a monster.
Yeah, no. Something happened, right?
Your mom's going to be upset.
Yeah. Did he fuck your dad or what happened? You know? Yeah. Tell us what really happened. Did she hit you first?
And then they break.
You were self-defense, right?
Right.
And they just set him up and they just reel him in and fucking just all the time just get him. Or something, they just want a cigarette. Here's a cigarette. Now tell me what happened.
Large fries from McDonald's.
Bro, Raul would be in there like, you're my friends.
Yeah.
Of course we can talk, fellas.
Bro, I would have been a great cop.
You're like, I'm not going to tell on you. Just tell me what happened. And then you're a fucking rat, dude. And you're like, hey, he copped to it. And then they're going to be like, oh.
I know.
Officer Karen.
I know too much. I wouldn't say shit. Listen, I'll deal with the consequence. I'm okay spending a couple nights in jail. I'll fucking talk to my lawyer.
I want Raw to have that one moment. Remember in Boys in the Hood where they get stopped and he's all, right? And he's like, you're going to have that moment where some cop, he's going to be all nice to the cop and
not
the cop's
if you're dressed like that.
Bro, I'm telling you.
You're walking away.
You don't get it. Like, I haven't been pulled over in a long time, but I hit checkpoints and I'm like, hey guys, bust anybody today?
Yeah, and they're like, it's okay, ma'am. Keep moving.
How's business? I'm telling you.
They're like, ma'am, it's okay.
I just don't get fucked with.
Like they
don't even look at me twice.
We're looking for men. Go ahead, ma'am.
They just wave me past.
Yeah.
Ontario check. I went to the airport. They're just like, oh,
they're not worried about.
We're not worried about you. They're really not.
Because your patch on your hat says Toyotas, Trails, Coffee.
Yeah, and yours says
hell.
LA 101 freeway, 10 freeway, 5 freeway.
Yep.
That's why.
That's all the freeways that you get to
if
Dodger
you ever get
Stadium,
mad
bro.
at the cops, I just want you to know that's why.
I don't get mad at the cops. They pull me over assuming that I have a lengthy criminal past.
And
when they look, I'm
you
like,
have nothing. You have nothing. You're like the most like docile gang member I've ever met.
I got pulled over in Long Beach a couple months ago, and I was right outside my house. And 4 cops got a 1 car. Black, white, Asian, Hispanic. Right? So I'm like, what the fuck is going on, dude? They all pulled me over, and I just got my new license. It was into my mailbox. Pulled me out of the car, searched me, saw my tattoos, saw the 13, and the Asian cop was like, what do your tattoos mean?
13.
And I was like, what does your tattoo mean? He had a dragon coming up on his neck. He's like, it's cultural. I was like, same. Move on.
That's good. It's same.
So then they run me twice because they didn't believe me the first time. They're like, run him again. I heard him say, run him again. So I was like, what? Why do you have every color of the rainbow in one cop car?
Oh, fuck.
And they're like, well, you know,
good.
in light of, you know, what's going on, we like to, I'm like, so if you pull over a black guy, you got one covered, you pull over Asian, you got one covered, white's covered, and Mexican's covered. I'm like, what if you pull over Samoan? They're like, huh. And then they said, you can go. I was like, thank you. Bye.
Steve's living my dream because I'm all nice to the cops just in case I have a warrant because I didn't pay a ticket or some shit.
I just, you know, fuck it.
Yeah, JJ's still like half in. You know, he like tippy toes.
I might have a warrant. Like it's like you never know.
Steven and I are fully out, but JJ, depending on when you catch him, he may be in some trouble.
Bro, when I get pulled over, I'm legit already like just talking my way out of it. Like, hello, sir. I'm just on my way to work. As you can see, I don't have anything. I'm all fucking.
You're like license registration already out the window.
Yeah. I'm all fucking. I know it by memory, bro. I'm like,
keys are on the dashboard.
Fuck.
Hands are on the steering wheel.
The whole thing. I'm ready to go. And the cops have legit told me, like the Downey stopped me on Telegraph, and he was like, you know why I stopped you, right? He's like, because of the Cadillac. And I was like, what? He's like, he told me straight up. He goes, the only people that drive Cadillacs are either old white men that drive new Cadillacs or bad people that drive old Cadillacs.
Yeah, the honest cop.
Yeah,
I told you, buy a fucking Honda.
No, I don't want a fucking Honda. What the fuck? The TRD, like, you're in a Toyota. Like, I like Cadillac. Cadillacs are nice. It's American luxury, dog.
Bro, you've never bought one new. 10 years old is not American luxury.
Hating ass fucking wrong.
It is kind of hating.
That's fucking hating ass wrong.
Bro, you have the fucking Cadillac from the Matrix.
That's a badass Cadillac, though. That's a badass Cadillac, though. From Bad Boys 2?
JJ watched that movie 15 years ago and said, I'm going to get that car. Well, good job. It only took you 18 fucking years.
I'm not gonna fucking. I'm not gonna buy a brand new car. I'm not gonna drop $60,000 on a fucking brand new Cadillac. That's a bad investment.
Asterisk. I can't drop $60,000 on a brand new Cadillac,
bro. If I wanted to, I can go get a fucking new Cadillac. But why the fuck would I get a new Cadillac if I'm still in an apartment?
Right. So buy a Honda, because that's what you should be buying for your current life.
No, because even though the Cadillac's a little older, it doesn't get the same. If I'm doing sales,
is that you want to look richer than you are.
Yeah, because I'm doing sales, Dick. That was the whole thing when I was doing sales.
Why can't you just be genuine and just be like, this is my place right now? I'm a Honda guy.
Why can't you be brown? Genuine.
Oh, I am brown. What part of me is not brown?
Your clothing, your activities, and your attitude.
Tell me, this is not brown?
Why? That's why people shit.
No, that's not true.
If we polled the world right now, how many brown people wearing a Big Bear Lake sweatshirt, you'd be the only fucking one.
Listen. When you go off-roading and that you want to talk about that community, it's honestly, legitimately 40% brown. 40% brown. Like, it's white. It's 60% white. No, they're not. They're fucking waving. They're Mexican. You just don't know. And I understand. But they have all their cars are waving the Mexican flags. Like, they're just, it's cool.
Because they just drove here from there.
Look up. There's a lot of these little clubs. They're like brown pride dope clubs. They just get a little bit of money. They buy dope cars.
They off-roaded.
And they go have
Mexico.
fun. And they
here. That's why the flags are still flying.
And they go have fucking a blast down the mountains with their families. It's a family thing. It's not
they have a blast because they're like, we're here. We did it. Raise the flag.
Although, strangely,
we go.
I never see any brothers.
Yeah,
never see any brothers out.
That's out of the realm.
I've never once in a year and a half seen any brothers.
It's hard to...
Actually, no, that's wrong. I've seen one.
It's hard to drive an Escalade with low pro tires. Roading. Difficult.
A little difficult.
It's hard on the suspension.
Rose, I'm not wenching you out.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I made that guy my friend, but
hold on. We're sharing mics, not the armrest, motherfucking. Scoot over. God damn.
I want to kiss you.
This guy.
Here, put that one in your mouth. Go ahead.
I want to kiss. I want to get close to you. I need an excuse, puppy.
I don't even know what to say to that on the fucking show, bro.
Anyway, Stevie, you should roll with me sometime. Like, you really should, because that'll help you. You'll think differently.
I can promise you two things.
Tell me two things.
Here it comes. On this earth, I will never go snowboarding.
No. I'm talking about go off-roading with us. You have fun. Like, great food.
Maybe
Steve's like, let me take you over some rocks really slow.
Maybe that. Yeah, maybe that.
Honestly, like, you would have such a good time. It's like fits your personality. Like, because
maybe off-roading.
Yeah, I'm.
But if you're like, hey, let's go off-roading, and then we start going up a mountain, I will grab the steering wheel and just turn it right.
Up a mountain.
I'll just turn it right. No, if we go up and there's white shit coming out of the sky, I'm gonna fucking grab the steering wheel. We'll go off the cliff together.
Listen, I'll try tobacco in the backseat for the first time as we're going up the mountain. See how that goes.
Yeah,
bro, you yak all. I do have a yak bag in the back of my car.
Of course you do. White.
Prepared?
No, roll the window down. Throw it out the window. need a fucking bag for?
If you,
sorry.
if
then you're carrying a bag.
Hispanic,
then
okay,
you're
you're a real Hispanic. You have had throw up on the side of your car at some point in your life.
Yep.
Facts. I've done that. Hey, he's got an emergency bag of kale chips in the back.
Yeah, seaweed,
some hummus and shit.
kale chips,
pita bread just in case. And shit.
Like we might get stuck here for a couple hours. Eat a snack.
I legit have.
I made a Whole Foods run.
I have like
granola bars, yogurt.
I could honestly, at any given time that I go out, I can survive for a solid 3 days off of water and protein bullshit that I have. Yes, you're right.
Again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. That's mighty white.
It's
he's up there in the snow. He's like, hold on, guys, got to get these Pilates in.
I don't even know what to say.
Do you have a spinning class? Do you go to?
I had a spin class. I don't go anymore, but I did have a spin class. Those are fun.
Because the spin class got.
I don't even know why I stopped going.
You didn't feel.
It was like $160 a month, bro. Stupid.
Rose wanted to be a white woman since we worked at when we worked together.
Yeah.
And somebody came to ask for him.
Oh, that was so.
Somebody came to interview with him, and they asked for him in the lobby, and then they walked.
So the lobby is like, it wasn't the lobby. It was like the main area. No. It was the main area where we all worked. Like all the cubicles were in this area, and this girl named Amy. She comes to and you know who I'm talking about. She comes to this little area, and she comes out of the reception area, and she says, "Is it somebody's up there asking for a Raul?" Raul, and she is having this self-reflection with herself, and she says, "Raul, he's all," and I'm standing up. By the way, I've been there for 3 months. Okay, I see her, she sees me. I'm fucking loud on the phone too. There is no way she didn't hear me.
It had to be longer than that because I was there.
Right. So I was there for a while, and I seen her, and she was like the office manager. I tried to be nice and saying hi to her several times, right? So I'm standing up, and she's having this like thought with herself, and she says, "Huh?" He's like, and she's just like, he must be in the warehouse," and she starts walking out to the warehouse. And I stand up.
Hold on,
you want to see it?
Yes. No. He's not doing it justice, bro. She's standing like halfway to the back, like right in the center where the printers and shit were. And she said it loud enough for everyone to hear. They're looking for a Raul. He must be in the warehouse. And Raul's little fat ass, because he was still fat Raul, stood up and looked like a fucking what do you call that? Like a
gopher, like looking up the cubicle. And I'm like, no, this Raul made it out of the warehouse. And it made the whole thing really awkward and tense. And then and so she's like, "Oh, okay, he's up front for you, right?" And we did end up going to a bar one day where I just fucking roasted her ass, just laid into her over it, made everybody laugh, and made her incredibly uncomfortable for that.
Good.
Then she ended up getting fired, I think.
And then it was that was probably the beginning of your transition.
I don't know what you did
from being a brown man to a white woman. That was probably
Is that what happened?
I think so.
That's when it happened.
That might have been the trauma that triggered your whole.
I'm turning into her.
Your woke whiteness.
It happened in the lunchroom. Remember when he was coming to work with like his little prep fucking meals?
Oh yeah.
But he was still fat, so he wanted to eat like 2 of them at the same time. We're just all supposed to eat one. He would blow through the 2 meals for the day in the morning for breakfast.
Talking about transitions, right? So, Steven has a podcast. The podcast is named the official Doorman or the Doorman official?
The Doorman podcast official. The Doorman podcast official. You can find it on YouTube. Why aren't you on Spotify, by the way? Well, we were on Spotify, and it was just ridiculous amounts of money a month for the thing, and we got a couple episodes scrubbed because of our content, so we just went to YouTube.
Because you're controversial?
We didn't think we were. We were just stating our opinion, but one episode literally... when we uploaded it was just white noise.
Were you saying fake news?
No, we were just talking about our opinions on Russia, China, and Biden.
Sounds a little hateful.
And Mexicans turning into white women.
You haven't even heard the context of it yet.
So anyways, but I did watch an episode.
I
watched the episode named I think it was called Confidence, right? So I logged in and I'm like, oh, like these guys are like, maybe, because I never watched an episode and I'm like, oh, they're going to talk about confidence, right? Maybe it's like a whole thing about confidence. And then for approximately 30 to 45 minutes, you guys talked about transgender people. That was it should have been called the trans episode. I thought maybe they really like the trans people. Maybe you have a secret fetish for the trans.
No, we don't. There's no secrets behind our podcast. We actually just talk our opinions on things.
I'm like,
maybe that was your
let me
interpretation of the.
I'm like, well, let me tell you about a rabbit hole you haven't gone down on Pornhub, dog.
So funny thing, I'm gonna call you out. So, Steven showed me his phone, right? And
I'm gonna preface this with Raul is absolutely full of shit.
Listen, this is on God. Okay.
No, you need to put it on Starbucks or your truck
on
or something
Starbucks,
like.
on my truck. Listen, I hit Chrome because it's a big ass screen. I'm like, I'm gonna pull up Chrome and look up a web page.
As he was typing.
And as soon as I hit Chrome,
as he was typing,
free, swear to God, first page, free porn. And he was so embarrassed. He's been in denial. And I'm like,
he was typing,
I'm like, first of all, you never heard any of our episodes. You're amongst friends, okay?
I would admit
it's okay.
I was about to tell you, listen, bro, I'll open up my browser right now, and not only will I show you, I'll be like, hey, check this out. Like at 2:35, she really goes for it.
But Steven's so conservative.
No,
he's
you
so
were typing
afraid.
something, and then all of a sudden, this is what you did.
I just clicked.
I'll reenact.
I'll
reenact.
I literally clicked Chrome, and then it was the first thing that popped. You know what he did? He snatched that shit right out of my hands.
Bro, you're so full of shit, bro.
That's fucked up. You're an asshole for that. He went in your phone looking for that.
Of course.
He went in there looking for that.
You logged into your.
He wasn't even trying to like check out the features of your phone. He legit went looking for
Why was the topic of the porn Starbucks porn? That's clearly you, bro.
You're so vente.
Barista goes all the way. But
Rose, it's Tea Girl Barista.
Yeah.
I actually didn't disagree with what you were talking about. I like, and I'm sure there's gonna be some people that are not gonna like this, but I do think that, you were discussing, why, like transgender, like this dude that was transgender and he fucking killed all these girls in some competition, right? And he has like the wingspan of a fucking,
right.
Forgot what you said, and it's true. Like, that kind of bugs me a little bit about some political parties that are like hanging their hat, like dying on a hill over this one issue, which is so stupid. Because like, I don't disagree that like, if you feel like a girl or a boy, whatever, like, I believe in freedom for everybody. But it doesn't mean that you get, like, imagine LeBron was in the WNBA.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
What if he said, he's gonna, like, that's just very hard for me to accept. And again, that doesn't mean that I want to alienate anybody or make him feel like you shouldn't have a place in the world. But that's hard for somebody who has the body of a male and that's fine. You can turn into a woman. But it's very hard for that person to now compete for real life shit with women. It's just that part doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
I would make the argument that's why the WNBA is so fucking boring. Let them get some competition in that shit. But here's my thing, right? Is like, I agree where it's like it's fucked up to like the swimmer for them to compete, right? And then get blown out like that. That's because those girls have worked their whole fucking life to get there. Right. And then they get that opportunity.
And to come in second.
Right. You get robbed. Right. And then coming in second, bro, in those competitions could mean like maybe not career changing.
Olympics or not.
Right.
Right.
So, but here's what I'll say about now for their rights, right? For the trans rights. I think they're just going too fucking fast. Like there's the black people had to go through 30, 20 fucking years of like asking.
That's it? I think there was a lot.
No. I'm talking about the civil rights movement from the civil rights movement to now. Like what I mean is like Martin Luther King didn't say, I demand a dream. He's like, I have a dream that one day we'll get here. But right now with like the trans thing in athletics, it's not a like, oh well, one day hopefully we'll be able to. It's like no. Like I fucking demand to be here, and if not, you're a bigot.
Well, my thing is just like why? Like you can do whatever it is that you want, right? But if you feel the need to force like you and me and us like to be behind you, I don't have to be behind you. I don't root for certain teams because I don't like them, and I don't not like this individual. I just don't agree with like that person beat the world record by a full 13 seconds. The record that stood for 15 years swimming beat it by 13 seconds because I don't know. I don't know how you can. And then how do you feel good about breaking that record, right? Like I broke that record, but.
She hopped out the water. She's like, "Fuck yeah, bro,
dude, I'm a dude." You know what I mean?
You know which one's fucking worse is the girl or the trans that got girls pregnant in prison.
Yeah,
that was fucking wild. Like he's just in there.
Did that happen?
Yeah. Huh? They had to move him out of the prison because he was getting a bunch of the girls pregnant.
That's the thing. Like I've said it on my podcast, and I'll say it forever and a day. It like delegitimizes people who really do feel that way if you use it as a way out. If you know that you're like, oh, I can say I identify as whatever, and get put in a less secure area where you are the baddest motherfucker in the area. Who's gonna fuck with a dude in a woman's prison, right?
Who's worse though? Like what's her name? Rachel Dolezal. You know who Rachel Dolezal is? There's that white woman who like changed up her hair, and she identifies as black. And she did the whole fucking thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Again, it's if you're like exploiting somebody, like a group of people's misfortune for your own gain, then I feel like you just 100% delegitimize the actual problem. Like it's not that trans people aren't accepted, because there was probably trans people in the 50s. Mm-hmm. They just did it in their basement. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It wasn't in the front page of everything. And you brought up LeBron. If LeBron tomorrow decided he's a woman, can he go to the Sparks and will all his records transfer over? And if not, he'll be the leading scorer in WNBA and NBA history. Because who's going to stop that dude? 260 pounds?
I'd go watch that. I'd definitely go watch that.
WNBA, you want to get your ratings up?
Yeah.
I got an idea.
Yeah.
Now, see, and again, I just think that they're going too fast, because at one point in time, I'm sure in the 50s and the 60s, white people were like, I don't have a problem with black people, but I was comfortable when they were eating in the back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you're going too fast.
It's just way too much. Yeah, it's way too much, way too fast. Like you want to be like, you suck at the male version of your sport, and then you want to go to the female version because you know it's going to be easier. Like that weightlifter, like he deadlifted like 600 pounds. No woman in America, unless they just go hard from 6 years old to the time they're time to do that competition, is going to deadlift what he deadlifted. It's impossible.
See, but I think it's also like, like, what's interesting about this question is like, Raul, I'll play with my son and I'll let him win once. Like I'll let him win once. Raul, you don't. Like you believe in like you'll compete with like your little son and fucking beat him. And I feel like that's what they're doing in sports too, right? Like if you're being decent, you're gonna beat the swim record by like you're gonna destroy it. So if you're being decent and you're really competitive, or like not competitive, because competitive drive you there, but like you respect the sport, you won't do that. Like if you really respect the sport, you're gonna go and compete with your peers who are just like the competitiveness is there. But if you're gonna go blow somebody out of the water, then is it really even like you don't respect the sport?
Well, it's a crazy number.
I fully agree with that.
It's a crazy number. Like on the men's division, that swimmer was like, I don't know, like 100th, probably lower than that. And then jumps to the female version, and they are first. Like it's not quality. It's not that you're better, that much better. It's like your time as a man has now become number one as a woman. And that's not fair for, like you said, people who've been doing this their whole life, working to get to the Olympics. And here comes this individual
That's
and
fucked
just
up.
scoops it.
Yeah, that's fucked up, bro.
You just can't. It's not fair. Like there should be an asterisk.
All your
100%.
hopes and dreams,
Yeah.
like just you're sitting there and you're like, fuck.
Mhm.
And then what it does as well is that like that's how you create anger. That's how
Right.
you create hate. Like, why
Right.
would you do that?
Yep.
Like, again, just if you respect the sport and if you really are trying to move a movement forward, that that's going to be counterproductive.
Right.
Like
And that the animosity is real.
right.
I mean, because it's always the one person that speaks out, right? That and then what if they lost? Like what if they came in third? Then those two women that beat the trans individual have now beaten a trans individual, and they should have let the trans individual won. It's a double-edged sword. Like you can't beat them, and they can't win. So what are you supposed to do?
I don't know.
There should be a men's, a women's, and a trans division if that's how you want to do it.
I actually have I support that, and I've heard other people say that you're me knowing your politics are pretty right wing. Is that fair? It's pretty white, by the way, since we're talking about the whole no.
I don't snowboard and I don't have.
Okay, but I vote the right way.
I don't have the Starbucks app on my phone.
So were you a Trump guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a cock rider. Were you? Let me ask you a question, and just to kind of get an idea of how deep down this rabbit hole you go. Did Trump lose the election?
Yeah.
Fair and square.
I mean, lost.
What does that mean? Does that mean
Didn't win. That means.
what?
Are you asking me if I think the election was fixed?
Yeah, did they cheat?
I think they always do. I just think it was more evident because
How do
Trump,
they always
Trump is
do?
loud.
Like they
Come on, dude.
like-
The numbers are always bumped one way or the other. Both parties are fucked 6 ways from Sunday. I'm not saying mine is better than yours or yours is better than mine. But, I mean, come on, dude. There's no way that Joe Biden got more votes than Obama. There's no fucking way.
I think it's you know what motivates Americans more than like believing in somebody is being against somebody.
Yeah.
And I think that Trump, people were so afraid of the threat to democracy, to like everything that this country stands for, that they voted in droves against him. Not for Obama. It was against Trump. It was
I
a vote
understand,
against
but
him. Like
Joe Biden is. I mean, you have
it
to
wasn't
agree.
for Joe Biden though. Like it was just you have to the way you have to contextualize that is that people didn't vote for Joe. Nobody really liked Joe. Everybody that voted for Joe, we would do it again. But it wasn't like nobody was in love with Joe.
Right? They voted for him because he was against Trump.
Because that was it. It could have been almost just damn near almost
It could have been
anybody.
a circus elephant that was running.
There's a
And it
lesser
would've
of two evils.
Right.
Yeah, it was a big boy decision.
That's how I
you know?
vote. I mean, I have my basic beliefs, but I mean, I vote on the lesser of two evils every time.
I think that at this point for me, it's like you're right. Like both parties are fucked, and
Right.
the mess up thing for me is that like we can't come to a place where let's say like a third party, because both sides are so extreme to both sides that you can't come together and say like
They're so deep in their own thought, or their own values that they don't see the other side.
I think that at the end of the day, it's a lot of money is what runs it. Like, look, whether you like Pelosi or Mitch, like they're both there for money. Like that's really what it is. Like Pelosi's husband is like one of the most successful traders. Like he's more successful in trading than what's his name? The fucking the philanthropist. He's like a big
Warren Buffett. That is pretty crazy. What do you think about like this coming election? Who do you like in this coming election?
Well, I mean, the popular vote is DeSantis, just because he's probably going to get the ticket for the Republicans.
So I don't know if you guys have followed this, but Trump just went ahead of DeSantis on early polling, right? So that wasn't happening. Although, do you think that Trump will get indicted for what he contributed to on January 6th?
I don't think so.
Okay, so I'm going to predict here, just so you heard it first, that he will get indicted. I think sometime this year. What's funny is that usually on this show, I am the right winger because JJ is so far left, right? And so funny development here is that JJ just did his taxes, and he hits me up this week, and he's all, "I ain't getting shit back," and I'm like, "Oh, really? This is the first year that Jesse doesn't get shit back." Now, and I think this is a cause for celebration because Jesse's making a little bit more money, and he's not getting shit back, right? But he is not making enough money where he's actually living good. He's just in this like precipice, this shitty area where you're making too much to get any money back, but you ain't making shit to live good,
right?
And that's where Jesse's at.
I'm in the fucking what's that movie called where with the black dude where the white people where he fucking, what is it called, the dead zone, or what is it called, the movie Us or whatever the fuck,
where he does what?
In the sunken zone. I'm in the sunken zone. But dude, now when I did my taxes this year, then I was like immediately pissed about Ukraine. I was like, what do you mean we're fucking sending them billions of dollars? And then when he talked about pension money, when he was like, I'm trying to put some money in people's pockets because they're out of work, I was like, put some money in my fucking pockets, bro. Like, that's my money going over there. So yeah, I think that it comes back to money. And the Ukraine thing, I'll tell you this, I'm not a conspiracy dude, and I voted for Biden, but now that we're sending them billions and billions of dollars, I'm like, damn, what the fuck happened in you? What deal did you guys cut when everything was going down to get all these billions of fucking dollars, bro?
Well, I'm happy that you are center. You're going closer to the center, and it's something I've been telling you for a long time. Where all these fucking social programs that fucking Democrats are like championing, and they want to help all these people that don't want to help themselves. I'm like, fuck that. Like, money should be invested into the middle class and making the middle class, and listen, it doesn't mean that you should let people starve and die, but I think that there are a lot of people that take advantage and that make it really hard for us. And anyways, I'm glad you're finally seeing the light a little bit there. On Ukraine, okay, I'm sure both of you will disagree with me, but that is really good money.
What does that even mean?
So it was funny because maybe like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, the Republican Party was championing how it was on Fox. It was on all the right wingers would send me all these like videos of the Russian military and how cool and strong they were, and then how stupid and weak Biden and the U.S. military were all the time. They were always it was a thing, that right wingers were really like all up on Putin's cock, just fucking cock riding, Putin, right? And how he was such a good, strong man. And now Putin has been exposed for what he is, which is a fucking weak president, bad decisions, with an incredibly inefficient military that is corrupt, that used all the money that they had, they funneled it out because everybody's stealing from Russia, and including the fucking generals. And all of a sudden, Russia's looking weakened. And honestly, you look at Western democracy and this experiment, whether you agree with whether it's fully great or not, but we've had relative peace for a very long time. Sure, there's been little wars, but as far as a world war, like, we have had the most relative peace in the history of mankind since World War II. That's a very good thing, and part of it is because of Western democracy. And when you have countries like Russia or China that want to still gobble up other countries, it's a very good thing that you stand firm as a collective group of Western democracies and you say, fuck no, you're not going to do that. You can't do that anymore. We don't.
I understand what you're saying, and I understand the general principle of the thought, but the idea of getting involved in everybody's business is stupid. Getting involved because, like your Big Bear story, like getting involved because you can help doesn't always mean that you should help, right? And if it weakens the people in the country that you are in charge of, then back the fuck off. Let them handle it. If they get taken, they get taken, right?
I agree.
I mean, that's the thing. And let me ask you this question. If Russia were to come here and start the same shit, would the Ukraine jump in and help?
No,
or would they be like, oh, we're still recovering from ours?
I think they would.
What would they do?
Whether it's sending people, actual people to come fight, but I just, it's hard to believe that they wouldn't, right? The same way when we went into Iraq, a lot of countries, like fucking El Salvador sent I think it's like 1,000 troops. Like, they couldn't do it a lot, but they'll send 1,000 troops to go over there and fucking die as cannon fodder if they want to, so I don't think that's
Would you go to the Ukraine and fight?
I'm 40 years old. No, it's past my time.
Asked you. Would you do it?
Listen, here's the thing you don't know. And if you haven't captured this about me, I'm a fucking crazy motherfucker. If I was 18, if I was of military age, I would 1,000% go to Ukraine.
I think that it's a fucking super imperialistic look at the world to think that we have to fucking go out and police the world. And the fact that you think that we're spreading some type of fucking democracy is crazy, bro. It's just bullying the fucking world. The thing is that our form of democracy doesn't work everywhere, and we've seen it. Like, Somalia is dependent upon resources because we've gone in there and policed them that they just can't take care of themselves. And we've done this to so many countries. It's the reason why so many countries in Central America are fucking corrupt as fuck, because American money is what they're all clamming at to get. Like, there are presidents who just, they're clamming at getting in the office not to make their country better, but to get corruption money, to like be the puppet of America and do what the fuck, like be their friends, to do what the fuck they want. Vietnam is a great example of what can of the fear that back then was that we can't let China take fucking Vietnam because it's gonna become communist, and after they become communist, it's gonna ruin the rest of the world. Bro, they're fucking fine. They're fine, bro. It's it's that part of the country, that part of the world is run a different way. Just like Russia and Ukraine is a different part of the world. We can't go and impose our form of democracy in those fucking places.
It's pretty like delusional to think that anybody else gives a shit what we have to.
Well, so I
and on the world stage, we are one of the bigger, obviously the bigger, badder ones,
biggest, yeah.
And if we're involved, then again, it's so like presumptuous to think that, oh, here comes America.
I agree. Listen, I agree with your sentiments there and Jesse's as well, right? Because I've said the same words before. I just don't think that's the case with Ukraine. Ukraine was invaded. They asked for help. They asked for Western countries to help them, and we made a decision to go help them.
You can I can ask you for $1,000. I can ask you for $1,000. You can tell me to fuck off, and you can tell me to help. And obviously, just by default, you're going to be the better person in my eyes.
And so, look.
When in reality, he's telling me no.
We were telling the Big
it.
Bear story. You said like you kind of said like, hey, when you were helping people, that was your good side. When you weren't, that was your bad side. So,
no, I didn't say when you weren't helping. I said when you went up the hill and didn't take anybody with you. You selfish prick.
Right, and that's like this is the same premise with these countries. It's like you want to be selfish, you just leave them when they're asking you for help. And you know what? It also helps us from a money standpoint too.
But do you know how many different countries ask us for help?
You can control.
Why do we say no to some and say yes to others?
Because this one in particular actually benefits us.
So what happens when Taiwan gets taken over?
We are not going to let it happen. Of course we are.
We're jumping in.
Oh, we are 1,000. They control the microchips. We cannot let Taiwan be a Chinese, be part of China. Absolutely not. We are going to bro, I don't know if you know, like the updates on that, but like we are moving our Nimitz carrier class into that sea. Like we are going all in. We are not letting China take over Taiwan.
Bro, there's no fucking way they shoot off nuclear weapons at China. There's no fucking way. Just like they would never do it with Russia. They play geopolitics. They put money here, money there.
I think a lot of it is threats until somebody obviously actually pushes the button, because everybody has them, whether they're functional or not is a different story.
Well, who's bringing up nuclear? Why are we talking about nuclear weapons?
What else do we fight with now?
Look what we're doing in Ukraine. You don't have to use nuclear weapons.
We're going to send a boatload of forerunners over there with winches, and we're going to.
You can't say the USS Nimitz and then not fucking talk about nuclear weapons. What do you think is on that boat?
Yeah, but that's not how we're gonna defend Taiwan.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
We're not like
when people like in headlines, when you get a headline thing on your phone that says China's enabling nuclear weapons, it's fear, right?
Right.
It's
been that since the end of World War II.
Yeah.
We got the big fucking bomb.
Yeah, it's a reaction that's going to elicit the reaction of fear, and that's what you. Oh God, I hope they don't. So then you get people behind. Okay, let's go save Taiwan. Now your thought is a valid, commonsensical thought of we can't let them get the chips. Understood. So, but I think most people don't think that way. Most people use like fear as a motivation. Like, oh, we don't want to be in a nuclear war with China. So yeah, go over there, and not thinking about the long term like effects of having people over there, getting in another fucking war, getting in another whatever the fuck skirmish, if you want to call it.
I also think that when you say like we haven't been in a war in relatively a long time, that's not because it's because of the nuclear weapon, bro. Ever since when we dropped the first nuclear weapon on Japan, it ended the fucking war. It stopped everything.
everybody has a nuclear weapon now.
Yeah,
Everybody has one. What are you talking about? China, Russia.
But that's my whole point. Like
India,
whether they're functional,
England, Western. Everybody has them. Everybody has them.
like I would say ours and China's are probably the best.
Yeah, in England, right, and some of the Western kind of
but like
more developed
like countries like
Russia. Russia's weapons are aging. Like
I would be shocked if it went 100 feet off the ground.
Yeah, although they do have this badass like hyper supersonic that's like so fucking fast that that's the one everybody's kind of scared of.
Right. But again, like it's the technology. The technology's old. It's just whenever I think of Russia, I think of like old, very very cold, like Brittany Griner prison shit.
Well, and the oligarchs fucking milked everything dry. Like that's the problem there too. Is that the corruption? Like Putin's fucking one of the richest people in the world. And all his little cronies are too, and that's because they're milking that fucking place dry. Plus, it's so huge. Russia's fucking huge. They're not even close to occupying and developing all that land.
It is a vast land of.
In Russians,
you're a forerunner. Would probably do well.
I would do great. I'm gonna ship it over, bro. Hang out with the Russians and wrestle some bears. I can't drink vodka because I'm an alcoholic, but
the fucked up thing is they'd welcome your communist because you got communist ties in El Salvador and shit.
It was funny. I was just thinking right now when Steve and I went to a Dodger game, we we're like bonding, or like like first met each other. And that's when I was still drinking, and I took like fucking tequila or something, and I was like, and I thought, because I looked at him and I'm like, oh, he's fucking down for sure, eh? And I got there and I'm like, hey, bro, look, I got some fucking tequila, and I'm like taking shots and I'm ready for him. He's like, no, I'm good, bro. I'm like, what the fuck? It was just me and him too. I didn't have any friends to drink with.
I've been a bouncer since I was 19. That whole alcohol thing has played out for me.
Bro, you took shots at the Dodger game? Shots of tequila?
Yeah, before you go in, get a little. Bro, you act like that's like fucking like a strange thing. Everybody fucking get drinks before they go into the game.
Drinks, motherfucker, not tequila. God damn.
Bro, I was driving. I was gonna drive. Like I needed to.
Drive.
Oh, I did. I stopped that. Oh, that's so funny. Actually, before while we were in line, there was a liquor store, right?
Yeah.
And I stopped and got a beer and was drinking on the way up. I was a fucking.
He's like, you want something? I was like, no, we're driving. You fucking asshole.
I was a savage. I was a savage. I'm telling you.
Bro, I'm like, right now, I'm like glad you stopped drinking. Like in this moment.
I was a menace to society.
What was the next step?
For real, bro. That's back when you were still Hispanic.
Yeah. And now you uphold the law and you're like, oh God.
I'm you, bro. I'm literally you, bro.
He's all yelling at people drinking in their car. Hey.
He's like, don't disrespect the mountain like that. You're not supposed to have that.
Actually, everybody drinks on the mountain.
Officer,
yes, hello, 911. The license plate's 5WJC. These gentlemen seem to be drinking something in that car.
They have a cup with no lid. It could spill. You fucking Karen.
Hey, so you're Chief SWAT.
Yep.
Congratulations. Like I fucking hate you, but congratulations, man. What a fucking team. What a win. Like
it was a good game too.
It was
Finally
a great
a good
game.
Super Bowl.
No, didn't we have the last one was good, wasn't it?
But Mahomes fucking came back on this one. Like Mahomes was hurt. He was. You know what, bro? I'll give him this. Like, when you're a real fucking competitive athlete, when you're like he's passionate about his shit, he was fucking hurt. You could see the anguish in his face.
I'll tell you what. When it happened, I was like, I hope he doesn't pull a Paul Pierce, dude. Fake injury
and get
we all
carried
know
off.
Paul Pierce
Get carried off
because he had to take a shit. That's a fact. That guy wasn't hurt in those playoffs.
Have you guys seen that meme of when I think they're talking to Kobe, or they're talking about Kobe, and they're like his Achilles, and they're like, he's like, he went on and shot the free throws, and then when he went back to the trainer, he goes, I was gonna get carried off.
Oh, of course.
And he was talking. Paul Pierce had been carried off and shit in the past, but
there's so many. Like, if you think about it, like we've witnessed the greatest, and we don't know what the future holds, but these new basketball players, new athletes in general, are just a bunch of fucking pussies.
Yeah, I agree.
Like you
Bronny looks good coming up. Bronny? Ooh, he looks good though, right? Like he's a real, like he's a savage.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think it's a hindrance being the son?
It's not, I don't know if it's a hindrance, but it's like expectations, right? The same way Gigi, would have had like really high expectations as a female basketball player.
But it's different though with her because if Kobe had a son, if that kid didn't come out a killer, it's different.
I guess. But you know what? But I'll tell you, Bronny's going to be drafted number 1. Like,
again, it has a lot to do with the name.
No,
on,
he is dominating.
He's the best in the class coming out.
Yeah.
No way.
Do the Lakers move up to try to get Bronny?
I think that I don't know. You kind of hope.
He has the most potential. Bronny does have the most potential overall.
What about that Wembaya kid? 7'3" or whatever, moves like KD, scores like Kobe.
Rawls like, I don't watch anybody else but Bronny.
Yeah.
Bronny.
So Michael Jordan has what, 3 sons?
Yeah, one of them's taking down Scottie Pippen's ex.
Yes, he is. Savage.
But not basketball, right? Because I think you as when you get older and you're like, fuck, dude, I'm never gonna go 6-0 in the finals.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna even get close. So why try?
But you could beat LeBron's fucking record in the finals, though.
Yes.
Because LeBron, because again, to your point earlier, and this was before we got on the podcast, but like LeBron's just not a killer. He's not gonna fuck up his team. He's a fucking nice guy. Look what he did with Westbrook. Like it's a fucking pussy.
There were 2 guys I remember when they used to come in the game, like off timeouts or whatever or subs. When they used to come in the game, it was over. It was Jordan and Kobe.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
Like you don't look at, even there was a video of LeBron and I forgot who was coming in. There was a playoff game and it was coming off a foul shot. He took one and he looked back and he saw who was coming in. He went, and I forgot who it was. Maybe it's KD.
Yeah.
But even then, like KD, like these guys just don't have it, right? They don't have what that Mamba mentality. And like Jordan was an absolute bully in practice, in games.
It's passion. It's competitiveness. And I think that it goes into, again, you're right. It's about today's like society where it's like the whole participation trophy.
It's acceptable to lose.
Yeah. Like, as long as you had fun and how important it is what matters. No, like you need, what's Talladega Nights? He's like, if you ain't first, you're last.
Right. That's true.
And it is true. It's like, if you don't feel like that about even going to work, bro, like if you don't go to work and you're not like, I'm here to give it 100%, you're fucking half-assing. Right. You're just racing a 5. So I think it's about them being bought in.
And you're wasting time too, right? I mean, these guys get massive contracts. Massive. I mean, you look at Kobe's total career earnings in the NBA. It's not even what like Luka gets, but Luka got.
The money was a byproduct for Kobe. Kobe, I watch the clips when they talk about like I don't know if you guys saw the Netflix the USA documentary when they played, and how they were leaving for the club, or they were coming back from the club at 4 a.m,
and he was in the gym.
And Kobe's coming into the gym, and he's like, it's a whole nother level. And then when they were playing, they were gonna play Spain, and he calls up Paul Gasol the night before. He goes, softens him up, goes to his hotel room like we're buddies. First play, he goes, runs him fucking over. And he tells LeBron and everybody, like, I'm gonna run them the fuck over. And and LeBron is like, chill out, Kobe, relax. But Kobe's like, no. He's like, I'm here to fucking, or just the job's not done.
Right.
Job's not done.
Yep.
What the fuck is there to be happy
about? It's pride
about?
too, right? You don't want to be the best player on the shittiest team.
Right.
Like for a big portion of LeBron's career, he was a great player on a not so good team.
And then there's the argument of like LeBron, Kobe was a Laker, Jordan was a Bull.
Right.
They didn't have to hop around to win championships.
And Jordan played with, I think, 2 people total in his 6 titles. 2 people that are on the top 50.
Yeah.
Or top 100, sorry.
I just,
and you know how many LeBron has been played with? 7.
Jordan was the GOAT.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
And it's not about all-time scoring, right? I mean, it's a significant record that he broke. Kareem stood for 34 years, something like that. So that just, in my eyes, means LeBron shoots more. There were no threes back when Kareem. He made 1 3 in his career. And it was a different time. And
the wear and tear on bodies back then was completely different than now.
LeBron spends $1 million off season to keep his body right, which is why he's playing as old as he is, 20 years in the league.
He would never have done that back then.
He's not shit. I'm not saying LeBron's bad by any means. Obviously, he's the greatest player in the game today. He's not the greatest of all time.
No, I don't think so. I feel that, especially how I feel about Kobe. And sometimes I ask myself if it's a bias because I got to, like, that was my guy. Like, growing up, that was I got to watch the Lakers in their prime. And sometimes I think, I really hope my kids get to experience what I got to experience.
Right, that's like, I was thinking about that too. Like, you know, even because baseball players come and go, right? But we're never going to see, like, we didn't see Babe Ruth. We didn't see that greatness, Mickey Mantle. We didn't see those guys. Like, these new guys coming up, they're awesome athletes. They're good hitters, but it's a different game. It's completely different. Even from when I played in high school, like the
glory days.
The glory days.
When you peaked?
So when it's like the launch angles and the shifts and all the shit that didn't exist, you have to think if the shift existed back when, you know, Babe Ruth played.
Fuck.
Or Pete Rose even. How many extra base hits Pete Rose would have?
Were you using the wax and shit for grip?
No, I had my own tape and I used to stick them on.
And so how do you feel about all that as a former player? Like, is just a part of the game at this point? I mean, I know, like, for pitchers, like the grip, it gives you more control, so batters don't get hit as much, so batters don't mind.
So that goes into the spin rate, right?
Yeah.
So if you're an off-speed pitcher, sliders, curveballs, whatever, like 12 to 6, that gives you the spin rate that's going to make it, like, significantly drop. But they're changing that rule. They're making the bases wider, which I don't understand. There's pitch clocks. You can't call timeout consecutive or back to back in a at bat.
Are they changing the game you loved when you played?
Yeah, it's a different game now.
Really? So are they changing enough to where it's not going to be the national pastime?
No, well, maybe, but they lessened the steroid testing, so there's going to be more big hits.
You know, with the
which was cool
with
back
the
in the
steroid
90s.
thing, though, it's like, if it's for entertainment, right?
But it is.
Like, let them fucking roll it up.
That's why they're letting them do it now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going on why is this thing publicly go ahead and use steroids. But you got to look at people's numbers. Like Barry Bonds when he was on the Pirates, he averaged like 14, 15 home runs. Pirates goes to the Giants and starts roiding his fucking ass off, and all of a sudden he's hitting 72 in a season.
But that's what you pay to go see. Yeah, right. You want to go see that. When we and Ro went to, I was getting great tickets at one point, bro. Like, really good tickets. We're the most fucking horrible people to go see a baseball game because we're like talking the whole time. He was telling me about recruiting and his fucking how he's changing the whole fucking time, bro.
So, hey, do you know there's a baseball game going on in front of you? Shut up.
It's just not that entertaining
because you don't know. You didn't play it.
I agree.
Would you talk shop at a basketball game?
Yeah, it's just so long. Probably the only time I'm really not talking shop is football games. And I go more football games than I go.
But why though? There's so literally
it's so entertaining. It's just a lot of things. I'm like talking shit. Like I'm talking shit to people. I'm having fun. I'm like, if anything, you do make a lot of friends at football games. But it's just so exciting. Like you miss a play, it's like so easy to miss a big play. So it's like you got to pay attention in football.
Yeah.
You know what I do like about baseball though is that like the All-Star game is probably the truest in baseball still. It's like the best All-Star game because like the basketball game was a fucking joke. And then then don't get me started on the fucking football game.
Well, the Pro Bowl, you have to get rid of that game. You have to, right?
Yeah.
Because you have the best of the best playing in a meaningless game.
Yep.
For nothing, and they could blow a knee out. They could, pull a Brock Purdy and bust their UCL.
Yep.
Get a concussion. I mean, there's so many things. They need to change the NBA All-Star game and NFL. And the flag football is not the answer.
That was not the answer.
The answer for basketball, I forgot who posted it, but it's NBA USA versus the world. That's the game that should be played.
Well, yeah, because I saw the meme that said when they say like football, it's when the best football team in the world, and then they show the map of the world, and it's just the United States.
Right.
Like when you say the best in the world.
Well, I watch Canadian football games, like on ESPN.
They have their own.
There's a Canadian football league.
Is there?
Yeah, but they're all rejects from the NFL. They're there for a reason.
Did you watch the XFL?
Yeah, it's weird though, man. It's just like
different rules.
It's different. The
I
kickoff's
go to a
different.
game. Yeah,
Kickoff's different. I mean, it's cool to watch, but
the extra points are different.
Extra points.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
there's
watched
a 1, 2, 3.
Does LA have a football team?
I think so. Yeah, XFL.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they're playing now, aren't they?
yeah. They started 2 weeks after.
They can't be that expensive.
No, they can't. But it's The Rock.
Did you guys see The Rock's speech? It says I wasn't.
You don't like The Rock,
Dude, he's fucking everywhere, dude.
He is everywhere.
Fucking everywhere. It's
He's
annoying.
kind of annoying, but he's like
It's like
he's like our Arnold, like of our generation.
But so he's like my podcast partner Evan is he's Samoan, so I always give him shit about The Rock. I said, The Rock's gay, right? Sold his soul to be in Hollywood, blah blah blah.
I'll tell you, I've had my suspicions of him, dude, because like he had a wife, but he doesn't have, and then like I think his ex-wife is like his business partner.
Yeah.
And then like his kid, like when he shows off his kid, like his family, it's just weird. It looks
And
weird.
he never shows the lady that had his kid.
No, never ever.
Weird.
And then he's got like an older kid too, and
Who's in wrestling.
Yeah.
That's his ex-wife's.
Yeah. But it's just weird, bro.
I always say like because he always says he did a lot for the Samoan people, which okay, he did. I agree with you. But take a fucking break, bro. Like go away for a while so we want to see you. When he did the introduction in the Chiefs Super Bowl in 2020, I was like, what, this motherfucker's everywhere.
I'm gonna tell you what he did. I'm gonna tell you what he did, and he didn't get in trouble for it. He said the N-word on an interview. I just watched it, and I was tripping out.
He's half black.
So he can say it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, cool.
He's half black and Samoan. Who's gonna tell him not to say it?
And he's a big ass
and
motherfucker.
He's the biggest dude on earth.
But aren't we all from Africa? So aren't we all a piece of Africa? So
not
can I say it?
Not you, Karen.
Can I say it?
Not you. I'll tell you what.
White woman ass up, dog.
If you snowboarded, you can't say it.
Yeah, bro. Oh. Steve just lost his mic.
Talking about this subject, there really aren't a lot of brothers either on the slopes. But I do see more brothers on the slopes than I do see them off-roading. So I think that's that's a good development.
Because it's cold, bro. And like the middle of America is where it gets cold. Like California doesn't get like LA doesn't get no snow. So in the South, it doesn't snow, right? I don't know.
Actually, it's currently snowing right now in Fontana.
That's hail, bro. They just don't know the difference.
No. I'll listen. Just you listen. We're in a little bubble right now where we can't see it, but I just got videos of Fontana because my family lives up there. There is literally snow in Fontana. It's not hail.
Are you chomping at the bit to go take your Forerunner up?
I want to go.
Give me a break,
you
dude.
better believe
the snow in Fontana. The snow in Fontana, a motorcycle could get through. So back off with your fucking Forerunner.
I always imagine Raul like when he's doing the off-roading shit. I imagine being in the truck like going really slow over mud. He's like, whoa.
Aren't you
I think
like
people need rescuing in
Fontana?
Aren't
you like a little nervous that you're gonna like break a drive shaft or pop a shock or something?
All the time.
Have you seen the back of his truck right now? Oh, he didn't bring it. Yeah, but
yes, it is. there is some damage, not caused by me.
Interesting.
I was parked. And
Can we talk about real quick how I don't know if you guys think the NFL is scripted or somebody brought it up.
It got brought up last time we talked about last episode, but he said something interesting. They said, because I'm a Cowboys fan, and they said if it was scripted, Jerry Jones would have bought one by now.
Of course.
But Jesse was really falling for it. Like he really Jesse is a conspiracy theory. Like he is all about it.
So here's the deal. If it is scripted, there's so many different stories that would get people watching other than Patrick Mahomes winning a second one.
That's very true. Although you do have an incentive for it not to be scripted.
Oh, let me ask you this then, but about the conspiracy NFL. What's the dude who had the heart attack? That's not him, bro. That's
100%.
the fucking clone.
I agree with you. It is weird. Missing a tattoo.
He's missing a tattoo. He doesn't look the same.
So,
like he's not the same guy.
What do you think happened on that play?
Wait. Catch me up on this.
He died on the fucking
you fucking conspiracy theory fucking crazies.
I'll show you, buddy.
You're saying that
he died.
The guy died.
I firmly
and the family is holding.
How many football games have you watched?
I think.
Give me
I don't know. Over 100.
Okay, so out of how many Sports Center clips do you see somebody gets hurt on the field?
Plenty.
How many times did the game go to 5 commercial breaks before that dude is lifted off the field?
Never.
How many guys had their heart stop on the fucking field and had to be brought back to life?
I was watching a Lions game in '94.
Okay, you're saying that
dude
he died.
broke his neck.
You're saying he died.
Wait. Dude broke his neck. They put him on a gurney, put him on a cart, drove him off, and the game went on.
Right, but we don't
dude
live in
broke
that
his
time.
fucking neck.
Okay, so you're telling me that he died, and then there's a clone of him, and his family is like bought into this, and they're.
Well, did you see his interview on CBS when they said, "What did the doctors say? What happened?"
No,
and he said
he avoided it.
I can't talk about that. Why would you say that?
I don't know, but that doesn't mean he's a clone. Get the fuck out of here.
Bro.
Him and Gucci Mane. No, I think you know what I think.
You're fucking crazy.
I think
fuck you guys.
You're telling me the NFL doesn't have enough money to fucking pay a family off?
It's just, bro. If he died,
what do you think happened on that
like,
play? What do you think happened on that play?
Do you think the NFL
a freak accident?
So do you think that if he died, let's say the NFL does say, "Oh, he died on the field," right? Do you think the NFL is willing to just lose and change the whole game, lose everything?
Why would they have to change it? He had a bad heart. They wouldn't change it.
Because what if it turns out that he was on roids and he was being pushed to be a better competitor, and this is
all
why
they would have to do is just do some more drug testing. It's
Bro, you
really,
need to look.
What's the
you need to look
incentive?
at his highlights. He's delivered way harder hits than that happened.
I understand that, but it happened to be that time.
Did you play football?
No.
In pads?
No.
I did. Did you play football?
I did. I'll tell you what happened. Why I stopped playing, because we played Jordan. I went to Bell High School. We played Jordan, and I was a tight end. And I thought I was like, it's all. I've played against other teams, and I'm running, and the passes for me. I catch the ball, and like this 6'2", 14-year-old fucking hits me low. I flip, and back then there was no, there wasn't concussions. It was you got your bell rung. You know, so,
right.
So he hits me low. I flip and I land on my fucking head, and I go to the sidelines. I immediately start barfing. I'm all, and then the coach is like, sit down. You just got your bell rung. And I was like, fuck, what?
Yeah.
That I was done.
Get ready to go back in.
Jesse played black guys and said, fuck this shit. I'm out.
I was over it. That was the last time I played fucking high school football.
So the other reason we say there's a clone is because of the fact that, but he has a Pittsburgh tattoo.
Yep.
Right here. Like the P from the Pirates. The guy that came out in the Super Bowl had no tattoo right here.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a different color.
Mm-hmm. I think the guy looks different,
I would do your own research. Okay. It's just a thought.
Okay.
So NFL scripted. Why didn't Buffalo win?
Again, I don't believe it. Like I'm not. You gotta ask the crazy over here. No. I thought you were sane until this last argument, but I got you.
I was just bringing up a thought.
Let's just say it's
thought-provoking content brought to you by the Doormen.
I think Raul. There you go. I think Raul.
Shout out Doorman.
Shout out Doormen. But I think Raul thinks that like when we say scripted, that it's like this and this and this are gonna happen every play. I think it's more of an influence, kind of like that ref in the NBA who got in trouble for gambling. But when I watched the documentary, if you do your research on it, he didn't get in trouble for gambling. He got in trouble. The NBA burned him out because the NBA at one point was saying, don't let Jordan get hurt because he drives the ticket sales. So if you call the fouls, if he's going to get a foul. It
also didn't help that he was like, 40, 50 grand into the mob at the time.
Yeah, but I think that they influence it. I think that the refs influence the game. I think the NFL has power to influence, like, go call this, call that. There are some flags that are definitely questionable throughout the year. We were at the game when the Cowboys played the Raiders and they did the card to call the first down. That was nuts, bro.
So, I mean, I guess you could say that certain plays, but that goes for any sport. Any whistle, any pause in the game can affect the outcome of that play.
But we're talking about a multi-million-dollar industry that has no competition. Like the NFL has no competition. Really, who would knock them off their pedestal if shit were to come out? So I don't think, like, who's giving them a run for their money for the beer advertisements? Really, not the XFL.
Well, that's why there's seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, the NFL's not stupid.
Yeah.
They're like in between no sports in the first, 4 weeks? There's nothing on TV.
Yeah, Tommy
The people
Roderick.
are waiting.
Yeah.
Waiting for football. But I thought you guys meant scripted, like they pull all 32 teams in this conference room, like, hey,
imagine that.
So the outcome is going to be this. But it can't be. Like, you can't predict injuries.
And you can't do it to
like
Tom
the
Brady.
Niners, right? Like nobody would have thought the Niners were down to their 4th-string quarterback.
Same with the Rams, right? And I made this argument, and then the two crazies that were on last time, JJ and the other one, were like, "Oh, of course you could. The injuries were fake too," just like you're talking about this other guy, Hamlin, right?
I didn't say his injury's fake. Something happened to the guy.
Yeah,
but you need to do before you say no. You need to look into that before you say no.
So I have an inside tip. Okay, just came in from straight from Wisconsin. Aaron Rodgers is out of his little outhouse, and he's going to stay in Wisconsin. This is not Waz has not reported this. There's just some dude in Wisconsin who says he has somebody on the inside.
Well, yeah. If that opinion was coming from Louisiana, I'd maybe put a little more confidence in somebody who is in Wisconsin that wants Aaron Rodgers.
It's true. Well, actually, this person, I'm gonna tell you something about people in Wisconsin. They're done with Aaron Rodgers. He first of all, he's just not going to win again in Green Bay, and he's costing them. I think he's like $59 million this year, 50 to 51 or 59 million. They don't want him in Wisconsin. This guy in particular doesn't want him in Wisconsin.
Well, they're not going to win with their back with Jordan Love.
Did you guys see the fucking the cabin or whatever he did?
Yeah, it was an outhouse. He was right.
But you guys see, I saw the YouTube video where he did one guy did the 2 days, and I think Aaron Rodgers did or it was the other way around. Like, this guy did 5 days and Aaron Rodgers did 2 days. But that shit is wild because they put night vision cameras in the outhouse and it's blacked out, bro. Like, you can't even, when you're trying to find your food, you got to feel around for everything. You're trying to take a bath.
I think Aaron Rodgers best serves the NFL if he just went away. He's kind of a loon.
He is a fucking weirdo.
I mean, he's not gonna do well on a big market team.
Well, listen, desperate me would have gladly took him.
I don't think he does well in Vegas.
I think he would have done better than nothing. I mean, we have nothing, bro. We are destined for
What about your fucking
backup?
Yeah.
Quarterback?
What's his name?
We're talking to him because we have no choice, or like we're gonna try to keep him. But
what's his name?
Rod doesn't remember his name, Dick. Rod.
Fuck him. My son keeps talking about him like he's fucking my son believes in every backup quarterback is gonna be the next Tom Brady. I'm like, bro, there's only one. It's not gonna be.
That's
him.
another thing. If the NFL is scripted, why wouldn't Tom Brady go out on top? That dude. I mean, you can rest assured that guy fucking ran the league the entire time he played.
So what are you doing about Brett Favre? Is he a scumbag?
Absolute piece of shit.
Yeah, for the welfare scam.
Well, first that, and then the very first thing when he was on the Jets, right?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, the Jets were had him, and he was pulling pictures of his dick out.
That's
a fucking
he was
scumbag piece of shit.
Reporters pictures of his dick.
Yeah,
that
think about this. Like, what? Dude, fuck, who gives a shit? But I think the Raiders are gonna fire McDaniels midway through the season next year.
That's interesting.
Because he's a shit head coach.
Yeah.
Great coordinator, but he fucked up Denver, and he's going to fuck up the Raiders.
Yeah,
he's making his way through the AFC West.
What do you think Devontae does?
What can he do? He's got to stay.
Bro, that shit was hilarious because at the beginning of the year, and I was looking for that fucking video in Raul jumping up and down. We got Devontae.
Yeah.
We got Devontae. It's over. We won.
Like you
We
guys,
got-
like that was your missing piece.
It was. We did so good the season before. We just needed a piece. We needed a little bit of defense.
But you got that piece.
I know.
And what happened?
And we sucked so bad.
Do you
That's
blame
so
Derek Carr
sad.
for your problems?
I think he was. Yeah. No,
I would.
He fucked it. Listen, I understand.
If we didn't have
that
Patrick Mahomes, I would take Carr in a fucking.
I understand that Daniels was a problem and didn't allow him to do everything he wanted to do, but Derek Carr truly missed so many great opportunities.
But wait a minute, bro. He was there for 9 years, right?
Yes,
9 years. How many different head coaches did that guy have?
he had a lot. Again,
Eight.
listen,
Eight fucking
I'm gonna
head
tell you
coaches.
something.
You can't get into a
I
groove
was the biggest
if the
Carr
next year's
fan.
different.
I was the biggest Carr fan forever and ever, and I made all these arguments. But after seeing him play that season, when he had the pieces, he just couldn't make the passes under pressure.
What pieces did he have?
Devontae's one of them.
Okay, last year.
Yeah, bro.
What other pieces did he have?
He besides defense, he had everything. He had
He's not on the defense.
no again, but he needs the defense to do their job. Besides that, he had Waller. He had a running game. He had an offensive line that let him take the time to make passes. He had on offense a really good team. That's why Tom Brady. Listen, Tom Brady said, and you know the reports are recently that if he didn't retire, he would have went to the Raiders because the team on offense is really complete. And Carr really did have that. At the end of the day, it was him that had that team, and he fucked it off.
You guys are going to end up getting a quarterback that's past his prime, like a Rodgers, and think that that's going to be your safety.
And spend so much money on
have
it.
a fucking massive internal problem. And
Yeah.
it doesn't start with the players.
I think the Raiders have the same problem that the Cowboys have, where your ownership is a little too fucking involved. They're trying to win tomorrow.
It's old owners.
I just don't see Mark involved.
Bro,
that
he needs
much.
to first of all get a fucking haircut. That's from this century.
He's got an Edgar haircut.
Number one, and number two, he needs to back off. He needs to just.
He does it. He's not his dad.
No,
He's not his dad. He
and
doesn't.
even Al Davis towards I'd say the last 10 years,
He made some good decisions. Like he's
Decent?
Yeah,
but the
He's-
best team you guys have had in the past 20 years was Rich Gannon.
yeah.
Oh, that Tampa fucking loss though.
That was your best. That was your best chance you
It
had.
was, and we fucked it. So,
But so again with Carr though,
I'm sad.
I think Carr goes and wins 10 games next year wherever he goes. He's not going to go to fucking Carolina.
I'm gonna tell you something. I wish that man the best. I love him. He'll always be a Raider.
I
in my
don't
eye.
respect the fact that he wears eyeliner. That's weird.
He's got a good solid like 3 more years.
I think he's got a little bit more than that, but he's a good quarterback. He's just not going to win. He can't win the Super Bowl. He's not that good, and that was a decision that we made. Like he's not the guy.
He needs to be on a
all the way.
team like when the Ravens won the Super Bowl and the defense won that game. He needs to go to a team that has
I thought the Jets would pick him up.
they might.
I
The
think
Jets,
the
he's a better option than Rodgers.
If the Jets wait for Rodgers, bro, it's a stupid because they might just lose the opportunity with Carr if they wait for Rodgers.
The Jets are the Jets, man. The Jets are going to jet.
And then they're gonna fucking give up so much for Rodgers.
Yep.
And he's just gonna eat up their fucking cap
And then
space.
whoever goes to Green Bay is just they're going to win 8 games and win that division.
God, I'm so glad though that the I make a bet with this guy every fucking year about who's gonna have the better record, and every fucking year he loses. But I'm just glad that
Well, you guys have the fucking easiest schedule in the NFL.
Who?
The Cowboys every year. Easiest.
That's
You
true.
know that. Like you know, it is what it is. Like
Eight of your games are pretty much a lock.
don't be mad at me because
They play-
Al Davis made the NFL his fucking enemy.
well, I mean,
And also, too, your division is the weakest fucking division.
We had the winning.
Well, yeah, because you had the new format lets 19 teams play. Got to have somebody in that spot.
The
The fact that the Redskins had a chance,
The Redskins.
in my eyes, fuck the Commanders.
I'm really happy that we just stopped talking about football and we can talk about football. I guess baseball now. And what do you think the Dodgers gonna do this year? You're a big baseball guy.
I think we win the division again.
but we don't.
But we're not going to have 111
I
wins.
can't believe fucking San Diego. No, I'm still.
Well,
bitter
here's
about
the
that.
deal, bro. With baseball, when you spend that kind of money, it always backfires. Look at how when Fox owned the Dodgers, we got Sheffield, Bonilla, Charles Johnson, Kevin Brown. That team,
Yeah, but New York dominated all for years and years with the right with.
but they never overpaid. They never paid anybody hundreds of millions of dollars. You're paying Machado, who's 32, $300 million. He's going to opt out. You're paying Bogarts, who's 29, $300 million. You're paying Tatis, who's a perennial fucking problem. He's hurt or suspended. Him $400 million.
Wow.
You're going to have to pay Soto. So if you look at it, the 4 players that they signed, they're going to lose Soto free agency, and Machado's going to opt out. So you only have 2 guys, and then where does their team go? They spend, I think, stupid, like second to the Mets. The Mets spent some stupid shit, like almost $1 billion in free agency this year.
So we suck.
You can't
again.
No, you can't buy. You cannot predict these guys are going to perform.
We did buy a championship though. Like
when?
What is it? The year before last.
In 2020?
Mm-hmm. When we won the championship.
Well,
we stacked the team.
No, we didn't have a it was a 60-game season. That was COVID. We didn't set the rules. The league set the rules, and everybody played. The Marlins were in the playoffs, for Christ's sake. You guys ever had a year in your life where all 3 of your teams won the championship? I have.
2 of the teams. Two of 3.
Lakers, Dodgers, and Chiefs in 2020.
Yeah.
I thought for sure I was going to either die or the world was going to end.
2 of 3. I'm good with Dodgers and the Lakers.
But see, so with the Padres, that chemistry's off. The Dodgers lost Justin Turner, that sucks. That hurts. But the Padres got a bunch of big heads, bro. A bunch of egomaniacs that are just going to self-implode. On paper, most dangerous team in baseball. In reality, they still have to hit the ball. They still have to make the pitches. They still got to make the plays.
We need to go to more Dodger games this year. Again.
I didn't go to a lot. I think that's why. Because I don't think.
That's why they won?
That's why they lost.
They won 111 games.
Yeah. But
that's another thing, too.
Look at
our lineup was better than the Padres on paper, and they beat us in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's all about want. And now everybody's like, oh, the Padres are now the big brother in California. Fuck off. Win something. Win a goddamn championship, and then you can talk.
Fuck yeah. I'm going to go with Steve to game, fucking fight somebody.
Go to San Diego.
You know, Steve will not break a law the entire time, but he will fucking punch somebody in the throat.
Yep.
Yeah, he will.
It's factual.
Like, yep.
Yeah, he won't drink, won't do drugs, won't speed. He'll go 65 the whole way, but he'll fucking knock you the fuck out. I believe that.
That is pretty factual.
Good shit.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know you didn't drink, bro.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've been a bouncer since I was 19. I mean, I don't cut it out completely. I'll have a beer like every now and then, but I don't drink enough to be like, oh, does this place have my beer? Like, I don't have a beer. I don't have a drink. I don't have a.
I don't want to point fingers at degenerates over here, but
that's why I don't drink, because I had a beer at every place.
Yeah.
Bro, I've said this on the podcast before, but we used to fucking go places, and we'd get beers, and this fool would get a flight of like the 8 beers, and I'd still be with 1 beer, and then I'd be like sipping it, and then he'd be like, "Are you finish your beer, pussy? Give me your beer," and he'd fucking down that beer too.
People don't know how to drink.
Or they're just enjoying it, not trying to get obliterated.
Oh, is that what it was? Son of a bitch. I did it all wrong.
Did you ever taste it?
He used to fucking gulp that shit. I called him that day from the 5 freeway, and I go, raw. I had to pull over and like pee behind the Denny's, bro, because I had to pee so bad. Like, how do you do this?
No, he was pulled over. He was so drunk, and he was all. I know where he was pulled over. He was pulled over on Beach off the 5 freeway, because I remember he was like, "I'm behind the dealerships and I'm so drunk and I'm so afraid. I don't want to drive." I'm like,
and then you said, "Why don't you pull out your pee bag that every car should have?"
I do have a pee bag.
Of course you do.
Well, you gotta be ready for anything.
Good times at Bottle Logic.
Either way, you're still, if a cop pulls up on you, whether you're pissing in a bag or you're pissing on the side of the road, you're still indecent exposure. So, what does it matter?
What about if I was in the car?
Explain how you do that.
Just a little. People have sex in the car. I get pissed in the car.
Exactly. You're turned around and you're just like pissing in the bag. Cops like,
You've
really,
never
dude?
had sex in the car, but
Really?
us normal people,
Normal white people?
I guess.
White people things.
I mean, okay, Trumpy. Shit, it doesn't get more whitey than that.
Okay, snowboarder, Starbucks, Lululemon shopper. Fuck out of here.
Bro, you gotta try out a pair of Lululemon pants. I'm telling you, you're gonna be convinced.
Do they make them in grown men sizes?
I'm gonna tell you something. I think you could put some starch on them and put a little crease in the middle, and then you'd be like right at home, bro.
Never fucking happened.
Have you seen this guy in his fucking bike out and his bicycle? What do you call that? Cycling outfit?
Fucking at where we used to work. One day he came out and I was like, "What the fuck are you wearing?"
He's wearing. Do you remember?
Like, I'm going on a bike ride. I'm like,
do you know who
nerd.
Raul is? Do you remember the episode of The Simpsons where Flanders?
Yeah.
And he's like, feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all.
You went a long ride in those plum smugglers, didn't you?
I think you secretly enjoyed looking at the crease of my ass.
No, I secretly enjoyed laughing at you. I was hoping that your shoes would have got locked in and you would have fell.
That shit was so. I'll tell you, bro. It was weird, bro. Like seeing you wear like this spandex shit like that. It was fucking. I know you're trying to be aerodynamic and shit, but that shit was
round is not an aerodynamic
shape.
You just can't have things flapping in the air, Yeah,
round is not good for the wind.
When you wash those, do they like scrunch up and get all small, and you gotta like stretch into them? I bet you he's like hopping into like a girl who's putting on jeans.
He's like, help.
It actually like stretches really easily. It gets small, but it just stretches. Like it's really good.
He's all snapping it. Snap.
Like I know how the big girls with the spandex pants feel. Like, oh yeah, it just hugs you. No, it's really not that tight. It's pretty.
If I saw him, I'd hit him purposely.
I really knew that having you on would be hilarious, and I knew I'd get roasted multiple ways, and I did, and that this was a good idea. This was fun.
It's pretty fun.
Follow Steven at the Doormen podcast official. I got that right, on YouTube only, because he's inappropriate and he's fake newser. But good podcast, and I wish you guys luck. I really thank you for coming on. This was fun. It should have been called the Roast of Raul podcast.
Yeah. Well, we can do another one, and we can fucking light you like a Christmas tree.
That's really what it was. So it's good, and I'm sure you will continue to troll me on Instagram.
100%.
And I can't wait to get your little ping and see your stupid face pop up. I know it's going to be something negative. It's great.
Yeah, definitely, man. You got to come back, and we got to do the Doorman too.
Yeah, for
as
sure,
well, man. Because this was awesome. This is awesome. Thanks for coming on. Anything else you want to plug away or anything?
Nah, man. Just if you go to the page, just subscribe, share, put the bell on,
check out our
notifications.
That's right. All right, guys. Well, thank you, Steven, for coming on.
Yes, sir.
Raul, fuck you.
All right, Cholos and regular Hispanic out.